Hey, so in this video, I want to talk a little bit about the tuner that's built into MIDImorphosis 2. You might think, it's a tuner, what could there be to talk about? It's actually pretty complex. There's a lot going on. No way somebody would actually sit and read through an entire user manual on it. So I'm going to do this video, try to give you all the details, explain how it all works, and hopefully enlighten you. And things like why a Telecaster sounds like a Telecaster and doesn't sound like a Les Paul should become clear, and I hope it's enlightening. All right, so let me quick dive in and explain what I've got. So this is a Fender American-made Telecaster. Had this guitar forever. Bought it in 1988. So trusted companion. I'm running this into a Focusrite iTrack dock. So I've just got that going through here. And in this video, I'm using the AUV3 plugin of MIDImorphosis. And so it's hosted here in AUM from Kymatica, which I can't recommend highly enough. It's awesome. Got a couple things going on through here. And so if you hear the guitar, I'm running this through DB AudioWare's 20th anniversary app. Big fan of this app. Has a nice natural sound. MIDImorphosis doesn't do any sort of amp simulation, so I'm using the 20th anniversary to make it sound like a guitar. So that's what you're hearing. I'll close this guy down. And so what I've got is audio coming in from the Focusrite dock, going through a AUV3 MIDImorphosis 2 plugin. And I'm not going to deal with it in this video at all, but we've got also my foot pedal here on the ground. And so I can toggle back and forth between just sending audio straight through the plugin into the 20th anniversary app, or I can toggle on and off MIDI and audio, just doing that with the foot pedal. So if I wanted to play MIDI, or that's MIDI going to Jim Audio Poison. And but if you're not wanting to do stuff like that, then just toggle off MIDI, put the audio back through, straight through the guitar. All right, let me talk about the tuner. What I'm doing is a Fast Fourier Transform, analyzes all the frequencies of the incoming note, and there's a lot of information here, and I'm going to try to explain how this works. Let me start over here on the tone scope. I've got this guy on the neck pickup, which is exactly 1/4 of the scale length, and that's going to be really important. And I'm show you a little bit of this. So, guitar looks to be in tune. You see the top, this wiggly white line is the actual audio signal coming in. Down at the bottom is a frequency transform showing you the frequencies, and then above that is a historical record. But to understand what's happening here, let me dive a little bit into the physics of what happens when you pluck a guitar string, and then a lot of things are going to come really clear and you'll be enlightened and smartified. So let me talk about some physics. All right, so in a guitar, when you pluck a string, it's going to waggle back and forth. And so what I've got here, at the top, that's sort of what you're going to expect the string to do when you pluck the string. But with physics, there's actually a lot more going on to it. There's what we'll call the second harmonic. If this is vibrating at 110 times per second, the string is also going to do this kind of motion. And because of physics, just the way the world works, this is going to vibrate at twice the speed of this one. So if this is 110 at the top, this is 220, and there's actually a heck of a lot more. The string's going to do this at 330. It's going to do this at 440. And this at 550. And it keeps on going. And it's just the way strings vibrate. You pluck a string, and it's going to do this. The magnitude, how much it goes up and down, is going to vary. So usually the first and second harmonics, these two are the biggest, and a little bit smaller third, a little bit smaller fourth on down. And as the string vibrates, some of the motion that is in one of the harmonics will transfer into others. So you'll see stuff get stronger and weaker as time goes on. Might be a little bit of wiggle, might be big, it's going to vary. Now the interesting thing is the guitar, an electric guitar that is going to have a pickup, and it is going to sit at a very specific string spot on somewhere on the string. So let me put it down here, how about here, on the fourth string, or fourth harmonic. Position of the pickup might be something here, and here's something interesting to note. If this is where the pickup is sitting, the fourth harmonic, no matter how much it wiggles up and down, you're not going to see very much. The pickup is not going to detect very much motion. Third harmonic, sure, you're going to see that. Second harmonic, yep, see that too. First harmonic, see that sort of movement. But here on the fourth, not a whole heck of a lot. Fifth harmonic, you're going to see that. Sixth, you're going to see that good. Seventh, eighth, not very much. It's all based on where the pickup sits on the string. And you'll have a ninth harmonic there too. If I move the pickup, so suppose it goes maybe a little over here. A little bit over here. Won't see much of this. We'll see some of that. Won't see any of that. All sorts of different spots on the guitar, or where your pickup is versus where the length of the string. It's going to change the tone, change the frequencies. All right, so now that we know how strings vibrate and move around, let me talk about, let's do the A string here. A string, the bass frequency is about 110 cycles per second, so I plug the string, 110 times it's going to bounce up and down. There's a secondary harmonic that's going to go twice that rate at about 220. And a third harmonic that's at 330, fourth harmonic 440. So let me show you what's happening here. I'll pluck the A string. And you can see the first, second, third harmonic showing up. First, second, and third. And you might notice not very much happening on the fourth. This comes into where the pickup is on the string. Neck pickup, exactly 1/4 of the scale length on your average Telecaster, which means it's at the dead spot of the fourth harmonic. Nothing showing up. If I switch to the bridge pickup down here, it's going to pick up all the frequencies. So here's an A string. You say, why does it sound different? Pickups wired a little bit differently. There's a little bit of color to a pickup, but really the thing that's changing the sound, fourth harmonic gone here, present here. So where the pickup is on the guitar is a huge part of the sound and why a Tele sounds like a Tele. So again, A on the bridge pickup, A on the neck pickup. And you can see the fourth harmonic's gone. Fun fact, if you fret on the fifth fret, so up here on the fifth, it's going to drop out the third harmonic because I've shortened the scale length. That puts the neck pickup at the third harmonic dead spot. See, third harmonic dropping out. Here's an A, played on the E string. Here's an A, played on the open string. Same pickup, both cases, neck pickup. Pretty much same sort of string makeup, same guitar, same wood. This is not like an alder versus mahogany versus ash sort of thing. It's not nitrocellulose lacquer versus poly or whatever it might be. Nuts the same, bridges the same. What's changing is where on the string the neck pickup is, or the pickup is, versus the harmonic frequencies. And so that's one of the interesting things that sort of you can play around with MIDImorphosis. You can take whatever guitar you like, throw this at it, and see what you're getting out of different strings. Top of the display over here is showing sort of historical, so you can see how the harmonics evolve as things go along. So usually starts out very strong with the first, second, and third harmonic. Higher frequencies are there, but they die out, and that's sort of how the tone evolves as you let the thing ring. The FFT display down at the bottom here, see this, I've got first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth harmonics all sort of marked at the bottom. At the top, it's all the harmonics up to 16. I'll switch over to this slightly different display. With the standard FFT, you've got one chunk for the first octave, twice that space for the second octave, twice that again for the third octave. Very hard to read. So what we're doing with the circular display is first octave is one rotation around the ring, then the next octave, second rotation, next octave, third rotation. So let me hit an A here. So I've got a bunch of bubbles showing up as the first, second, third harmonics of the A. And here's something that you maybe know. If you didn't know, this may be light bulb moment. If we've got an A at 110 cycles per second, that's an A. You double it to 220, that is one octave up, that's also an A. Goes to 3, no longer an A. You get 330 cycles per second, and you're going to get an E. Then 440, next A up, 550, C sharp, roughly. One of the reasons the standard Western scale is broken up into 12 is the harmonic frequencies line up. And so when you play a chord, the frequencies of the notes, while there are different multiples, their harmonic frequencies mesh nicely and makes a good sound. And that's sort of where this 12-note thing came from. And so this is a sort of a quick view of the tuner in MIDImorphosis. You might be surprised or not expect to have a long YouTube video explaining how to use a guitar tuner, but there's a lot happening here. We're doing frequency analysis of all the audio coming in. So you see all the frequencies. This helps us do faster pitch identification, which lets us trigger synthesizers and sequencers in real time. So you can just play the guitar, trigger a synth if you want to. And if you're just curious about why your guitar sounds the way it does, all sorts of things you can see with the display. All for iPad or iPhone, whichever one you got. If you want more information about the app, check out MIDImorphosis.com, and it's available in the iTunes App Store. Check it out, drop us an email if you've got more questions.